guys, I can't see you at all. Oh, is that spider web? Ugh. I can't see you at all because the sun is literally blasting in my face, but that is actually the main reason I've come here today. It is such a beautiful sunny day, blue skies, sun. It's a little bit windy. I always start with a weather forecast, don't I? I am very aware that I do that, but I think I'm allowed because I'm a gardener, and the weather dictates a lot of what I can do. I haven't been here very much recently because of the weather, because it's been stormy, windy, rainy, miserable, really cold as well. The weather has really, like the temperature has dropped dramatically, which really is kind of like the signal that the garden is pretty much done, like it needs to wind down now. I've tried to keep it going as long as I can, and I am going to check on a few things today and see how they're doing, because I've still got sweet corn growing, I've still got runner beans growing, the cosmos is still flowering, so it's all very, you know, we're in the thick of it really, which is so funny because we're at the end of October, guys, the end of October. You can probably see the wind. You can probably sense that it is quite windy today, so I'm going to do my best to film in the wind. But yeah, it is funny how much is still growing at this time of year. It's been a really funny year for growing. It's been very, very odd. It's been warm and sunny and everything's just done amazingly, and it's still going. So, I mean, it's a great year. If you started your vegetable garden this year, well done you. You must have had a great year, so congratulations. Okay, so looking around the greenhouse, everything is doing really well. Nothing's died. I haven't been here for about 3 days, so what I'm going to start by doing is watering everything in the greenhouse, just in case I can't get here for the next few days, because we've got new seeds, new seedlings gone in. Apologies for my voice, by the way. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, so if I'm a little bit croaky, that's why. These are my sweet peas that I am overwintering, and then we've got some Calabrees. I didn't quite pot these on or plant them out, not quite sure what to do with them, but these ones I potted on. They've all survived, they're all doing really well. Down here into the greenhouse, in my last video I planted some salad crops in here. We've got some Calabrees out, which has been untouched by slugs and snails, excellent. And then at the end there I did put in some all year round cauliflower seeds, so we will see. The soil does still feel quite wet, so maybe it doesn't need water, but I feel like if I don't water now and then I don't turn up for the next few days, it might dry out. Quite hard to know actually, because I don't want to like flood it. Now, you know what, we'll give it a little bit of a water, just a little bit of a water, and then I just know that it's been watered. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Right, this archway behind me needs to come down. It is literally falling down. I don't know how it stayed up this year, probably because it hasn't had anything too heavy climbing over it, but it is literally a mess. So I'm going to take it down. Hopefully I'll be able to keep the one behind it up, but we'll see. I do have some new archways to go up. I always use these metal archways, and a lot of you ask where they're from. I used to get them from Wilko's. Now I pick them up from places like Amazon. They're very flimsy, they don't last very long, and I wouldn't completely recommend them. I tend to spend a lot of my time reinforcing them and fixing them, and I also have to put a lot of stuff over it to make things climb up it properly. Let me show you. The archways are essentially like ladders, so they've got quite big gaps in between, which isn't really good for things like runner beans and pumpkins and stuff that need to really cling on. So I've had to cover it in like garden mesh, and also they need a lot of reinforcing. They get rusty really quickly and they do just sort of snap. You can see up here, this is from the vandalism that I had a few months ago, and kids sort of swung on it and it's just snapped. But really, it didn't take much to snap it. It really does. It's so flimsy, it just doesn't take much to snap it anyway. I know what you're thinking, why use them? Why keep buying them? Firstly, they're about £10, so they're super cheap to replace. Secondly, this is an allotment plot and it's not my home garden, and I can't always be here to protect stuff, and I'm very wary about spending a lot of money on good quality things for my allotment because I just don't feel like it's a secure place. I've had so much stuff stolen from my allotment plot, particularly this year, and a lot of vandalism. I just don't want to spend the money on it. I just don't want to spend £300 on a solid metal archway just to have it stolen, or kids swing on it, or have all my crops stolen from it. So I'm just not going to spend any more than I have to on it, and that's it. Quite as smoothly as I hoped it would. Look at this. This is like my archway graveyard where archways come to die. I think I've got 2 here now. Is that 2? Yeah, 2 failed archways. You're absolutely right, guys. It's not good. It's not economical. It's not environmentally friendly. It's not practical to keep rebuying something over and over again, especially if it keeps not working. But like I said, I don't want to spend any more money on this plot, and I don't want to put anything in too permanent anymore. And I want to say that I'm sorry, guys, as well, because I know that I have been more negative about my allotment plot this year than I've ever been before. But it's just because this is the first year where I've had real problems with vandalism, with people stealing my crops, stealing my tools, coming onto my site more and more, and it just doesn't feel the same as it used to. This is the first year where I've had real issues with my allotment, and that's why I have been a little bit more negative about it. I think I'm just being realistic about it. It is a London allotment plot, and I know a lot of you guys have problems, the same problems that I do, but I've never really noticed them before. I've just got quite lucky, I think, because I'm quite out the way here. I'm at the back of the site. I'm sort of hidden, so I haven't had those problems, but that's why I've been a little bit negative. But don't worry, guys, I still love my allotment. I'm still going to be coming down here. I'm just going to be taking steps. I'm just going to be being a bit more careful with how much money I spend on it and what I bring down here and all the rest of it. What else can you do? Right, I want to whack in my broad beans. I brought these ones, which are the Aqua Dolce, which I always plant, because you can plant these ones over the autumn winter and they'll survive the winter months. So they're a really good variety. I always get loads of broad beans from this variety, Aqua Dolce. If I can see it there. These are my favourite ones. You can plant your broad beans in the springtime, or you can plant them in the autumn time and overwinter them. Last year I planted them directly in the autumn time, so literally put the seed into the ground, which is what plant directly means, and they did amazingly. I got such a good crop in the spring summertime, and I had minimal problems with pests, which apparently is an advantage of planting them in the autumn winter, and I didn't really know that. I did get some sort of black aphids? Black aphids. I did get some pests on them, but not as much as the ones that I planted in the springtime directly. So planting them earlier in the autumn winter reduced the amount of pests that I got on my broad beans and gave me an earlier crop. So I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to put them in to this back bit of my allotment plot. It gets lots of sun. It's a very big bed, and these are very big plants. They can get 4 or 5 foot tall. So this is what I'm going to put in now. Why not? Okay, I'm going to use a stick to make some holes so I know where to plant them. So I'm going to make the holes first, and then we're going to put the beans in. Interested in where I've dug. Yeah, he's decided to have a fresh breakfast today. Some worms on your table if you want them. Yeah, I've already done it. You were late. You're late for your breakfast today, not me. I was early. You best not dig all these up again, Einstein. Oh, you got one. Big one there. Right, so the official way that you normally plant in broad beans is in zigzags. You can see I sort of made these dots as zigzaggy as I can. So I've got 2 zigzag rows. And I think that's so that you can support them easier, because the way you support broad bean plants is to put 2 sticks in either side of the row and then run twine across, and it supports the whole row. And I think it's to do with supporting them, but I can't quite remember. Which is weird, because I plant and grow broad beans every single year, and I forget every single year what you're supposed to do with them. But I do remember that you are supposed to plant them in a zigzag. If you don't plant them in a zigzag, I expect it's probably okay. I don't know what the plant would think. I don't know if the plant knows it's been planted in a zigzag. So I don't know if it really matters. Anyway, let's plant them. You just drop them in. Don't worry too much about what way they're supposed to go. Just drop them in the hole. They'll figure it out. I don't need to worry too much about watering, because it's going to rain a lot this week, I think, so it will get watered. Hopefully they'll grow up nice and strong in the autumn time, and then they can sit dormant over the winter. Fingers crossed, give me a nice early spring / early summer crop. Right, cool. Blown everything off. Hang on a second. before, the runner beans look like they're on the way out. You see this here, I think this is frost damage. I thought they might have snapped in the wind, but actually I think it's the cold weather coming along and they're not very happy with it. They do not like the cold weather. I did get a nice last little blast of runner beans, which has been fantastic, and I've got such a good harvest, and I've managed to catch them when they're quite small, which is my favourite time to harvest runner beans. So I'm really happy with them, but they are on the way out. And the sweet corn I think has probably no chance at all to get going, but it's still growing and it's still green, so I'm just going to sort of leave it as long as possible. Right, it just seems to be getting, can you see me? I can't see you. It just seems to be getting windier and windier, and my tree is really blowing about and I don't want a branch to come down on my head, so for that reason I'm going to call it a day there. It looks really miserable for the rest of the week, but I'm going to do my best to come down again for Friday. It may be that I start skipping a few videos because the weather just seems to be taking a massive turn, but I do have exciting news from the Sunday videos, for the Sunday videos I should say. My raised beds, my home raised beds have arrived, the metal ones. They're like an off-white metal, and I've started putting them together. So in Sunday's vlog, this Sunday, 9 AM, you will see my new raised beds, which is so exciting. So I'm going to actually be able to grow some vegetables in my home garden properly, and I didn't realise how excited I'd be about that. I think, like I said earlier, this has really been the first year where I've had a problem with vandalism and people stealing crops from my allotment plot, and it is so disheartening. It's so disheartening, the amount of work that goes into it for someone just to come and take it. It breaks my heart. So I am so excited to be able to grow things and actually pick them myself. But it's not the end of the allotment. I'm going to keep the allotment. I'll keep going as long as I can with it because I enjoy being here. It's not just about growing stuff for me. It's about having this space to wander around in and enjoy. Wow. That might be my cue to shut up and go home. So yeah, I do still enjoy coming here for many reasons other than just for many other reasons, you know, not just growing my own food. So I hope you enjoy joining me here on the allotment for these little vlogs. I'll see you again in the next one. Hopefully it'll be Friday, if not it'll be Monday. I'll see you again in my next vlog. Thank you so much for watching guys, hope you enjoyed. Bye!